So everyone said they wanted a big video where I just update all the rest of my binders. So we're going to start off with the playable stuff, with the trainers, supporters, stadiums, all that fun stuff. And then we'll go on through the sets. So supporters. And there's multiple cards per sleeve for most of the cards. So if you're looking for X amount of something, in reverse, regular, just list it off and I'll go through and tell you exactly what I have. Trainers. Most cards, I don't think, at this point are really any more expensive than $1, except for some of the reverses on things, you know, might bump it up to $2. A lot of things that are like fairly common, like plasma energy and, you know, switches and stuff, easily go down to 25-50 cents. I think candies are the only thing that are consistently still hitting like a couple dollars each for regulars. But again, just you know, feel free to make offers on things, feel free to just make lists and I can give you quotes. Usually pretty easy to negotiate with, as long as you're just not being ridiculous. Eviolites, you know, the promos I think are really the only ones that are worth much. The regular ones, just can let them go for a common rate. Stadiums, including some promos. Special energy, rainbows from variety of sets, reverse and regular. Tons of plasma energy, DCE, only a handful of blends left. Those are, I think, 4 reverses or something like that. So there's those. And now we'll get into the set cards. Just starting off with black and white on stuff. Everything is in the same order as it's always been in. Holos, then rares, then rare reverses, then common and uncommon reverses. Typically sorted by type. I don't know, the prices I think have pretty much been the same on everything for several months now. $1 for holos and rare reverses, and 50 cents for non-holo rares and common and uncommon reverses. Most things still pretty much fall within that. There's a few things like I think Blastoise and Aromatisse that are just a little bit more. But certainly when you work up a list, I'll be more than happy to work out quotes. This is pretty much the last sale binder before Nationals. So just trying to clear out anything that can be cleared out as far as people prepping for the event. And less to carry around with me. And of course, more money to fund the actual trip. So I don't think at this point, you know, everyone's pretty familiar with Black and White On. We're in Noble Victories right now. We just finished up with Emerging Powers. Probably shouldn't need to list set names, but if you honestly don't know your set names or anything like that, just list the times that you see something, or something's, you know, after pausing the video, something's blurry, you can't make it out. I know there's a bit of a glare here, just trying to make this a little easier on myself. Now we're going with, what happened? The next Destinies was probably in there. We're going with all the plasma sets, Storm, Freeze, and Blast. Did some binder rearranging, so they're all in the same binder now, which is a little convenient because I always got all the plasma sets mixed up as far as order of release. So now they're all in one place. Also considering doing sale updates of like all my other Pokemon stuff, coins, deck boxes, all that stuff that's just been sitting around for months, because it's been, I think, over a year since I updated all that stuff for videos. Let's see. Oh, only trading for cards on my once list, TheCatsMeowth.com. Pretty much as far as decks go, I'm only looking, I think, for a couple of Combustion Blast Charizards. And then as far as sets go, I think I need one more reverse. And I still need both of the Secret Rare Charizards. So if you're interested in trading for those, let me know. I already have updated and uploaded my Ultra Rare binder. So, you know, please look at that in case you're interested in, you know, Ultra Rare trades, obviously. Not trading an Ultra Rare for a single reverse. I think I had to say that in every single video.
Or a Fire Energy.
Or a Fire Energy. Yeah, I had some kid say, oh, well, you need a Fire Energy. I'll trade you a Fire Energy for an Emolga EX. And I, you know, sarcastically just replied, sure. And the kid actually took me seriously. Oh, Radiant Collection. I've got so many of these that I have enough for complete sets of Radiant Collection without the Ultra Rares. So looked them up on eBay, and I can, to kind of match that and give you a little bit better of a deal, I can do $7 shipped for a complete set of the non-ultra rare Radiant collection. That's one of each. I think it's, what is it, like 15 cards or something like that. So pretty good, and that's just within the US. And then we go on to XY. I also have a bunch of, since I've been selling quite a bit over the past year or so, a bunch of extra binder pages that I'm not going to be using. Again, just kind of looked up eBay rates and, what it would cost to ship them. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, it is. It's just, yeah, the Radiant collection is $7 shipped. I've got a bunch of just binder pages laying around that, since they're used, I was looking at it, it's like you can get 100 for maybe 10 bucks. I think that's before shipping, though. So if anyone's interested in just a bunch of extra binder pages, yeah, I use them mostly just for trade stuff, not for collection things where you want to keep them really nice, but just things where you want to kind of keep them organized. That's pretty much what I'm using them for. Yeah, now we're into, I think we're into Flashfire now, yep. And then we just have some various promos from the newer sets. Good old Fliptini, McDonald's promos. Oh, I haven't added the McDonald's promos to my wants list yet. I think I have all of them but the frog. So, or I need all of them but the frog. So, yep, let me know if you're interested in that. And now let's go ahead and go to promos. And realize I did completely miss a binder of playable stuff, so sorry that this is a little out of order. I didn't think I had run across the Next Destinies. So, Next Destinies, same thing, hollows, non-hollow rares, rare reverses, and common and uncommon reverses. And then we go to Dark Explorers. I put Sableye in here just because I think Sableyes are going for like a couple of bucks each, which is stupid, but thought I'd go ahead and put them in here just to show that I do have some available. I usually have a few, like at least a person a week asking for Sableyes or so, and for a while I just was sold out. Was sorting through a bunch of miscellaneous cards and found a handful more, so figured go ahead and clear those out. Dragons Exalted, and non-hollow rares. And lots of reverses from this. Boundaries Crossed, including Blastoise. Like I said, things like Blastoise are pretty much the only ones that are just a little bit higher than that $1 each rate. And yeah, there's another Rev Blastoise. And same thing with these as any others. I have multiple cards per sleeve, so if you're looking for a playset of something, just feel free to ask. I don't have many just regular commons and uncommons anymore, so that's pretty much the only thing I'm kind of out of, which is why I just kind of focus on the reverses. And next up are the my Japanese cards, pretty much starting from base on. So prices, I think I'm just going to stick to the same for them. For a while I had been charging a little bit more for the older hollows, and there's still probably a few that are worth a little bit more, but in general I think I can just safely go with $1 hollow and 50 cents for rares, especially for the later ones. Once we get past VS Series, this is a White Star rare, which I think has a little bit of damage, but still a little bit more. The Genesis ones I think are still a little bit more, but probably still no more than like $2, maybe $3. And these are all still sorted by sets. No reverses quite yet, so just hollows and then non-hollow rares. I do still have a handful of VS cards, although most of mine have been cleared out. A few more hollow energy, some of the Pokemon, a few trainers. I do have the energy still left for like energy. I think I could do 10 cents each on, but not too much left there. And then this is all newer stuff. Yeah, same thing, hollows, rares, various sets, pretty much through the DP era onto Platinum, and they leave Heart, Gold, Soul, Silver. I haven't been opening much, many newer things lately as far as Japanese stuff goes, just finance-wise. Money's a little bit tight when it comes to spending. You know, for a Japanese set, you usually end up spending like $300 to get a set of boxes because their boxes are so much smaller. And their sets are like, you know, actually two sets or whatever, so that usually ends up costing a little bit more. There's a few triumphant reverses, and then we're getting into the newer cards. What was ours was Dragon Vault, theirs was Dragon something or other. We still have all those promos. Still, you know, they're all hollow, maybe like $1 each or so, and still more newer things. And I think all of these are hollow, no non-hollow rares mixed in. Yeah, only problem with making these... Oh, the binder is up for sale. If anyone is interested in that, all of my Pokemon binders are available. Shipping is just pretty much going to be the most or cost-consuming thing on them, so you know, PM me, we can talk it over. This is, I don't know what it's really called. It was a promo set. They're all cards from the set, but they lack the rarity symbol. It was like some special thing. So I do have the complete set available. It just doesn't have the original packaging in it. These are promos from like it was like a theme deck. And then other various promos, vending series, movie promos, just other things I have a few duplicates of. The Shiny Collection, and that is a Korean card. So those are all of my Japanese things. And now we'll go on to still foreign, but non-English or Japanese cards. These are French, German, Spanish, all sorts of things. So hollows, more hollows over there. Like that's Korean, German? I don't know. Non-hollow rares, more non-hollow rares, and then we go into the English promos, Southern Island cards, Wizards of the Coast, and all of these things are going to vary. Some of these things are just going to be $1. Like, you know, I've got tons of Team Rocket's Meowths, you know, just $1. Maybe even like 50 cents on them. I honestly don't know really what they're going for. Some of the pop cards are easily $1, some of them are a couple dollars, so with the promos, you can pretty much just assume most things are $1, but when you send a list, I can, you know, look through it and say, you know, oh, well, that, let's see if we run into something a little more valuable, probably soon. Yeah, so the Advent Calendar cards, they've got like minor damage to them, so they're like in excellent condition. Those are a little bit more. Let's see, this is like a really special Shinx promo, which I know for a while was like a $30 card on eBay. Comic-Con Shellos. Yeah, those will be a little bit more. But most of these are just normal promos that you got from various blister packs and boxes that have just been kind of sitting here. League promos and other promos that they kind of hand out through the Pop organization. I think the judges are one of the ones where you had to be a professor to get them, so those are a little bit more. I think the rest of this is pretty much just standard stuff. We do have some things like you got for going to tournaments. You know, one year they did the Poliwrath line. And then we've got various pre-release cards, winter cards, those are staff, so all of these will be a little over $1. I think mostly for the pre-release cards I do like $5 shipped here. Winners things, it's pretty much the same. Just kind of make again, you know, if you're interested in things, make a list of them, send them to me, and we can pretty much work something out, assuming, you know, you're reasonable. And I think that's about it for this binder. So now let's go with the rest of the English cards from base on. And now we're going through the base stuff. So that is a Shadowless Poliwrath. Magneton is really beat up. Same prices for pretty much everything else. In general, most things are $1 plus shipping, or the, you know, hollows $1. Non-hollows, 50 cents. First editions, pretty much just double it. You know, a non-hollow rare is going to be $1. Hollow is going to be $2. If it's damaged, obviously, when when I pull it to look at it, I'll let you know that it's damaged, and depending on the damage, I usually knock off like 50%. If it's really bad, sometimes I just give it free. Especially if you're getting, you know, a few other cards. The Shadowless Poliwrath, I need to look that up. I think that's worth a couple of bucks. But yeah, pretty much just send a list of what you're interested in and we'll go to quotes from there, but those are just rough general prices. Now we're into the Rocket set. And then Heroes, I've been able to clear out quite a bit of my Wizards of the Coast era stuff, so I've been able to get into a much smaller binder. Now we're going into the Neo series. Lots of non-holo rares here. Discovery, Revelation, yeah, and like all these are first edition, so keep that in mind. Destiny, Legendary Collection, only one holo, that Jolteon. Sold quite a few non-holo rares, but I'm also, I believe, all out of the reverses. Expedition, this just goes straight into the non-holo rares. And then we've got all these are rare reverses. I just don't have any holos left. Common and uncommon reverses. Aquapolis, a couple of rares, and then we go into the rare revs. And then common and uncommon revs. Skyridge, non-holos, and then rare revs. Common and uncommon revs. And that's pretty much it for the Wizards of the Coast series. Now we're going to go on to Ruby and Sapphire. Same thing, these are probably just a little more straightforward, where I think pretty much all the over $1 cards have been sold. So same thing, $1 for holos and rare revs, 50 cents for common and uncommon reverses and non-holo rares. Since at this point, you're probably kind of skipping through, I doubt people are going to just watch the entire video, so I guess it's probably safe to repeat myself. Only trade for cards on my wants list, TheCatsMeowth.com, and even though I always say that in every video, I will probably end up still posting that to quite a few replies. PMs and emails will get the fastest response from me, depending on how you're posting on videos. If it's like a Google link or something like that, it will not allow me to respond to them. So, I'm not trying to ignore you, but, you have to post to something to where I can respond to you if you want a response. Yeah, tons of non-holo rares here. If you're interested in, quite a few things, more than $50 worth, I usually do, I'm willing to work, some nice deals, cutting off a few bucks from the overall price, free shipping, that sort of thing. So keep that in mind if you're trying to fill a lot of holes in your collection and are concerned about price. Now we're getting along nicely, getting into Delta species. Seems like every time I sell, every time I update these binders, I sell a few hundred cards out of them, but they don't really seem to go down in thickness. Don't quite understand it. And I've got a dog licking my leg, which is a little distracting right now. Oh, now he's kicking my leg. Kittens will soon probably be bombing every single video. They're, 5 weeks old, I think?
About 5 weeks.
About 5 weeks. Give them a few more weeks and they'll be able to jump up on chairs and jump up onto the desk and just get all into videos. So there's 3 of them, so keep an eye out for those. We'll be seeing plenty of kittens. We've had a couple of losses lately, so what better way to get over the mourning of one than just by adopting another? And of course, Ricky, the puppy, absolutely loves his new little brothers. Yeah, he thinks he's a dad who just plays a lot. And now we're into Unseen Forces. Hollows, and I'm just fighting with the dog right now because he doesn't want to move.
He said he wants to be in the video.
He's trying. If he moves up a little bit closer, I can squeeze him into the bottom, but instead he just wants to kick my legs and lick them. Team Rocket Returns, my favorite set. Hollows, non-holo rares, handful of rare revs, and then common and uncommon revs. Hidden Legends, rares. These are all reverses. I know it's hard to tell if you're not familiar with the EX series cards. Their idea of reverse is a little bit different than we see now. They just made the picture with a special type of hologram. In fact, you can see it right there quite nicely on the Rhyhorn. And for rares, they just got the, like a holographic set symbol placed in the middle. into fire red, leaf green. And of course, if there's a card that you can't make out, can't see, just pause the video, slow down. I can't tell you how many people say, well, I can't see what's in here, and I tell them, did you pause it? And they said, oh, no, we didn't. So, yeah, if you can't see something, pausing the video and just actually looking at it usually solves the problem every time. If you're still confused after that, just send me a message and say what time it is in the video. I'll look it up and can let you know what it is. So we're almost done with the EX series, one more binder. Like I said, all the Pokemon binders are available for sale. Shipping is just going to be the hardest part with those, since they're bulky. Flat rate boxes are probably my best way to ship them, and even they start off at like $6 each, I think. Most of the binders are in beautiful condition. Like I think, well, this isn't actually a Pokemon binder, this is just a binder with stickers on it. But like these binders they're over 10 years old, I think, and they're starting to show some signs of wear. So I can let those go for next to nothing, except for, a couple of bucks and some shipping. These, though, are, absolutely beautiful. They're only a few years old, and they've pretty much just been sitting on the shelf and storing cards. So those will be more, I guess, retail prices. Again, just shipping's the biggest thing. Into Crystal Guardians. Quite a few hollows from that set. And that was the dog sneezing. Non-hollow rares, rare reverses, common and uncommon reverses. And now we're on to Dragon Frontiers, the last couple of sets in the EX series. Quite a few non-hollow rares. Like I said, there's more than one card per sleeve for quite a few of these. So just let me know if you're interested in more than one of, and we can certainly go from there. And now we're into Power Keepers, the very last set. For cards that have things like that are still playable, that have been reprinted, like rare candies, well, I guess reverse rare candies, reverse energy, all of that stuff you'll be able to find earlier in this video in the trainer and supporter binder. So if you're looking for a card from a specific set, just look to that video. Arcus Soul Silver stuff. And as I've already said as well, ultra rares from all my sets, hollow energy, codes, higher up promos, that sort of thing. Those are all shown in my ultra rare video, which either went up yesterday or 2 days ago, depending on how fast I get this video rendered and uploaded. So keep that in mind. I don't know. The problem with these long videos is I just run out of things to say. Payment methods. Cash, money order, and PayPal. I do ship internationally, just buyer has to pay the shipping costs. Typically international shipping starts off at, if we're assuming that something's in a bubble mailer, it starts off at about $3, and then just goes up based on weight. Same thing with US shipping. If it's in a bubble mailer, it's a couple of bucks, and then goes up based on weight. If you are only ordering like a single 1, 2, maybe even 3 cards that aren't that valuable, I can typically get away with just shipping it in a standard envelope for $1. And I think we're going to have our first kitten, assuming that he can be pried off of the shirt, entering the videos. And now let's see if I can turn pages without... This is the runt of our current litter, Walter, my little Heisenberg. Solid black kitten, he may weigh a pound now. Like I said, 5 weeks old, absolutely adorable. No, he is not for sale, so no asking how much is the kitten.
Ricky was picking him up and playing with him, like,
oh,
he picked him up with his mouth.
Well, except for getting a little slobber on him, he's probably just fine. And, what set am I in now?
Harkle.
DP. I just did that one.
Oh.
Excuse me, kitten. We'll just bump you back there. And try not to hit you in the face. We're going to hit you in the face anyways. This binder is also for sale, but as you can see, it's got quite a bit more wear, and it's got some writing and stuff on it too. Yeah, maybe like $5 plus shipping, something like that. Yeah, this is all DP through Great Encounters. And then we've only got one more binder after this. So this is going to be obviously a long video. I think I'm at 11 minutes on this one. This is why I typically break all of these trade binder updates into 3 or 4 videos, just so it's not all in one. But this is the last trade binder update before Nationals, trying to get some other sale videos up, hopefully, as well as plenty of battle videos. For all you, my battle videos really aren't for really experienced players, but mostly for all the new players out there who may not be aware of various decks, and who are pretty much just going to Nationals, if they live in the area and just happen to have the play points. And here we go with Great Encounters. Same prices on these as everything I've listed before, so that's nice and simple. And of course, the last binder is also the biggest binder. This fat 3-inch thing, Majestic Dawn through Arceus, which actually I guess I did them out of order. I did Arcus Silver before I did anything else. But when you have 10 binders on the table, sometimes you just have to grab the closest one. So, so sorry for going out of order, but I'm sure everyone can figure it out. You're all smart, so have at it. And the kitten is now being cuddled, so he has no interest whatsoever in binders because he's getting pets and purrs, and he's also getting to chew on thumbs.
All kinds of kitten-related activities.
I swear I'd kill to be a kitten and not be like outside. They have the best life. All these little kittens were bottle fed from the time they were about 3 to 4 days old. They were a foster litter, and we were planning on keeping 2 of them. And then one sadly passed away. So we were left with 3 of them, and we just couldn't decide which, we still wanted to keep 2. Kittens, if you're getting 1 kitten, just go ahead and get a 2nd kitten. The cost really isn't too much different as long as you're bringing them into the vet at the same time. They'll typically give you multi-pet exam discounts and stuff like that. And with them to grow up together, they don't bother you nearly as much. They're socialized, they're happy, they're well adjusted. Always recommend adopting kittens in pairs. But we wanted 2, and we had 3, and we just couldn't decide which one to give up. JR had pretty much picked out that one. In memory of the one that we had lost, what I guess would be a month ago or so. Mm-hmm. And the one I wanted was unfortunately the one that passed away. And my backup was Louis, who is a gorgeous, was he like a gray, brown-ish tabby, which I think he's about to make an appearance too. That was my second choice. And although I couldn't really decide between him and Blue, who was this huge little fluffer kitten, the only like long-haired kitten in the litter, and we just debated back and forth, and we just Louis and Blue had really bonded to each other. Walter was kind of the outcast, just because he's a little bit smaller. And we just ended up deciding we couldn't break up the 3 of them. Like I said, with cats, as long as you're taking them to the vet at the same time, they typically give you great deals. And with male cats, when it comes to neutering, is extremely cheap. So that's like $20 if you get a good spay neuter rate. And that is Baloo. He is just going to be one big laid-back fluffy kitten. They were all originally named after Jungle Book characters. There was Bagheera, Shere Khan, Baloo, Kaa, and Shere Khan. Like, I think he was originally... You were originally Baloo, I think. But you were so tiny it just didn't work for you. So he got to be Baloo. He was originally Shere Khan, and we didn't really like naming him after the bad guy. Louis was originally Kaa, but Louis is now, if you remember the movie, Louis is the king of the orangutans. So Walter's really the only one who has lost his Jungle Book name. I think Louis' not going to make an appearance because he's sound asleep somewhere. But we're at the end of the video anyways, so hope you enjoyed the two little kittens. Louie will eventually be making his appearance, and I think I've run over everything, so yep, PMs, emails with what you're interested in. And we found him, or JR found him. That's Louie, gorgeous Tabby, Baloo, my little fluffernutters, and Walter, the little runt, who is chewing on a binder, and that's not a good habit to be getting in. So, yeah, all of these little guys will be in future videos, so, as well as their best buddy, Ricky.